It's a great time to be here, especially with such a great entity and humanitarian, peace warrior, queen of peace, somebody who has worked all her life, country to country, to bring peace between nations, between leaders, between the armies. Such a entity is with us today. Such a light is with us today. The son of Japan, Princess Kaoru Nakamaru. Please honor her.
Thank you.
How much time you need? Huh? 5 minutes? 10 minutes?
Okay.
5 minutes?
Okay.
And what is your answers? Photo? You ready? Are you ready?
Thank you. Thank you very much for the kind introduction. I'm very honored today to speak to you, such a highly elevated spiritual people here today. The world, I have been 186 countries throughout the world, and late 20th centuries, the kind of people who influence the world community in the field of political or economical, entertainment, various field people. I met about 200 figures throughout the world. It looks like this was sort of preparation for my time to know the world better way. At the moment, the world is running in such a way of the power. If you don't listen to us, we can bomb you. Or through the monetary system or financial way. That is called way of the power. Complete opposite to that is spiritual awakening. All my life, I've been working through the spiritual awakening within each people's heart. And that network will change the world. I feel at this stage, the time is coming. 2012, December 22nd, this planet, third dimension, went into the fifth dimension. We went into the photon belt. It's still accelerating up and up and up. Our consciousness is elevated a great deal now. In the European area, or even in Japan, last 65 years, so many things were hidden, but now all this evil act is coming out. We are finding out. For example, in Japan, most of the people here may think what happened in Fukushima, northern part of Japan, this atomic plant, it is not natural disaster. One of the shadow government person, name called David Rockefeller, he was one of the very powerful shadow government member in America. He tried to occupy Japan because he lost so much money. billions and trillions of the money. So, in order to get gold from Japan, he mobilized American military people. That's how the earthquake, tsunami happened. But how many people know about that? But finally, 2 years ago, 57 countries, world leaders, got together in Monaco and accused David Rockefeller because he caused so much problem through the Lehman shock throughout the world. And besides such a damage they did to Japan, all these world leaders know about that. And he even wanted to start Third World War. War is the most profitable business, so these people. So they demanded him either giving the life or entire wealth. So he donated the oil field in northern Carolina. He's completely lost the position. He's hiding someplace in Asia. So that kind of thing never happened. Years and years, he really used American CIA and all these people giving such a hard time to Japan. But now he is removed. So many things are happening in Japan. So things like that, even this shadow government controls entire mass media totally. So not many people know about this fact. So even this is just one of the examples. But the whole planet and people on this planet look like they are all hypnotized looking, or brainwashed, I must say. Knowing all these situations, in order to promote international peace through this spiritual awakening, I thought I can publish the books from international affairs to the spiritual world, or publish world report once a month, then giving lecture or speeches or seminar. I have been doing almost 20 years in Japan, but now is the time we can even use Skype and all these technology, website and everything. That's how some of your people saw my pictures through YouTube and so forth. 1976, I had fantastic spiritual experience. After I visited United Arab Emirates, after meeting King Zayed, I felt like having prayer directly to the creator of the universe. So I asked the driver, since I was a state guest, I could have driver 24 hours. So he said, there's a beautiful place. I will take you, and almost midnight, I arrived at a place like that, facing the Sea of Arabia, and just a white sand, a little bit like this. There's a small tree, just one. On the right side is the mountains of Oman. I sit down with a long skirt like this, meditation style. Very deeply, I was thinking three things. What is human being? Why are we here on this planet? What is the purpose and mission of each person? Then I was continuously meditating. In front of me, there's a huge lightning, vertically. It was dropped as if spreading the ocean. And on the next moment, on the right side, another lightning was falling apart. And all around me, there was a thunder. And this tree was just cut off like that. But somehow, I was not afraid. If I have any mission in my life, Creator of the universe will save me. But if I don't any mission in my life is entirely in your hand. Totally, I give whole my body and life in the hand of God. And I was not afraid. Then I had that time very large diamond ring and 6 small ones, then the diamond watch I had. And suddenly I felt very tight of all of this. I took off this and putting on my left side. When I look up to the sky, next moment, huge light, pillar of the light, came through or attacked through my body. From crown chakra to the entire body was hit through. And great shock I had. But I was not dead. Instead, my whole body was up and up and up. My heart was completely golden color. And my third eye was completely open like a diamond way. Such a marvelous feeling. I felt heaven must be like that, you know. The next moment, the rain started falling completely. My secretary was 20 meters away, and she said, "Oh, we cannot stay any longer, let's go." And the driver was watching the entire thing. And just 2 of us was wet, and he was just behind, but nothing. He was not wet or anything. The minute we are in the car, all these things, thunder, lightning, everything, and the raining was completely gone. Then from my heart, I thought that diamond is missing. I put them before leaving that, and I checked my back. Yes, 3 of them are completely missing. The voice came out from here like, "You don't need that glittering diamond. You kept saying oneness of the world, oneness of the human spirit. Now it is shining in your heart." So I learned that was some kind of message. Then I start opening my third eyes, my heart. Then I received the message. The light I received was because I surrendered all myself in the hand of the Creator. The light was same as Moses received and Apollo received. All these many things are happening to you from now on, so don't be afraid. You know already what is your mission is. Yes, I know. I feel my mission is through this spiritual renaissance. Someday the world, without national boundary, one nation, one world, that is sort of the vision I had. How many years it may take, I don't know. At the same time, after that experience, I learned creator of the God is love and light and energy. Part of that, we all human beings have it in the deep side of our soul or spirit. That means, regardless of any religion or any ideology, we are all son and daughter of the creator of the God. At the same time, in Buddhist concept, there is a reincarnation theory exists. I never learned more than 4 languages at Columbia University or graduate school, but I began to recall who I was, where I was born, all the way 7,000 years back on this planet. I began to remember who I was, what language I spoke. And that figure, if I put into myself, I could even converse, communication. Through my body, I learned reincarnation theory is true. That means every human being is, through this vertical line, we are the son and daughter of the God. At the same time, our spirit, our soul never disappear. We leave this body here, in my case as Japanese body here, but my spirit open the doors, goes to the other world and wait another time to come down. Then I began to learn closest person to the creator of God, they exist, named Errante. He guided Moses under the name of Yahweh. He guided Jesus Christ under the name of Jehovah. He guided Muslim leader under the name of Allah. He guided Buddha under the name of Brahman. But nobody said, I am God. Creator of this universe is love and light and energy. That we can call God. Once we learn this, once we understand this, religious war means nothing. Why? Why we have to fight religious war? This is very important message I thought I can tell to the people. And so that is the beginning. Once we know life is eternal, reincarnation is true, our vision, lifestyle changes 180 degrees completely. The concept of the reincarnation is what you do is all responsible to yourself. What you do will come back to you. So that is the experience I had, and many things I learned. When we are born, karma, there is a language called karma, sort of the way of thinking, habit. You just have to remove or correct those things. Unless you do it, we cannot really express our full power in lifetime. Each person are so much influenced where you were born, the place you're born, Palestine, or place you're born, Israel, it's very different. Besides, when, what generation, what time you're born is important, before the war or after the war. And also your family's influence since your small time. Constantly, someone in the family continuously saying, men should be this way, girls should be this way. All these things affecting your habit, your way of thinking. So unless you clearly remove it, you're in the cage, like. So that is one of the reasons I got away from media work. Until 1976, I have been appearing on TV every week by meeting heads of the states, and all these figures I myself made appointment, almost 200 people, and running so much essay, men's magazine, women's magazine, both time, or publishing many books. Sometimes when it's busy, I had to give speeches 5 times a day or so. Then I felt 21st century, maybe this spiritual movement will come from Japan. If I'm so busy, I cannot cleanse my soul. I told my family, then I got away from this busy media work. Then I went to New York, established International Affairs Institute for World Peace. Many of the world leaders I met, some of them King Hussein of Jordan, 7 times I met him after I had this spiritual experience. When I sit down with him, immediately he said, what happened to you? You must have some fantastic spiritual experience. Your vibration is very, very fine, so subtle. Let me know, he said. So I said, no, this is very much of the personal experience, so I don't know if I can tell. Then he starts saying, usually when you come, my chief protocol immediately tell me that you came. But this time until today, he didn't tell me, but didn't you come 5 days ago directly from New York? I said, why? And he said, well, this is about time Princess Nakamaru comes from Japan. Then your picture was just in front of me, like sticking like this. Then that time I got inspiration. She just arrived from New York around 5 o'clock in the evening, and which was true. He started to talk the spiritual world of his own. So I told what happened to me, like I just told you, the experience. And during the time I was talking the experience, he said it was so hot. He just pushed the button, asking orange juice, then water, and so much energy was coming down. So anyway, I start cleansing my soul one by one, and each time I did it, my spirit was expanding like this, and I had to have a very deep breathing. And the more you cleanse your soul, so much of the inspiration comes, one after another. All my work always, just through the inspiration, I just move. So that's the way I came up to this moment. giving a small group called Following the Sun Association I created, and World Report once a month I publish, and I publish book one after another from world affairs to the spiritual world. 80 books already from 7 publishers. So by giving all this seminar and speeches, all these people changing so much. The people who read the book, they just joined the group. And when I announced the meeting, such and such place, through the internet, such and such hotel in Hokkaido or Tokyo, people gathered together. So constantly I was giving lecture and speeches, and all this group, they're becoming so happy, so harmonious, and they said they feel very serene, and without my asking, they voluntarily, they just take care of the all kinds of way. So I just set the date, set the place, and I just go, and all the other things, each places, they just arrange voluntarily. And the way they look so happier and happier, that gives me joy. So much of the happiness it gives. So it's like an exchange of feeling through spirit to spirit. Then I learned, even among parents and the children, they should have a conversation soul to soul, this way, you see. Not just a superficial way, not just giving the parents way of the thinking, just ordering the children. No, you just have to have an exchange of idea, or among the couple too, husband and wife, just exchange of their soul, exchange of the idea. To tell you more about another world, death or life, perhaps my husband's experience may be helpful. Almost 5 years ago, he passed away. And he was working in the artistic field, and sort of very honest life, very gentle person. After he met all these group, like Following the Sun group, we had a party and so forth. And after that, third day, he suddenly passed away. And when it happened, I was in the hospital. I was giving the prayer to the last minute of his life. Afterwards, after next day, he told me, he said his spirit comes out from crown chakra, and he went to the ceiling, and I was making prayer to his soul. He said he knew it all, and he wanted to come into myself and start talking, but doctors and other families are there, so he couldn't say anything. So I said to him, how did you go back to the other world? He said, tube-like place. He just, very high speed, he went. Then I said, who was waiting for you? He said his mother and father waiting for him, and they praised for him until the last minute. He really carried out his mission and all that. And he was saying, family is really important. I feel that so. I thought marriage just by chance, but after I had all this spiritual experience, 1 week later, he opened up his third eyes and all this channel. So we were experiencing all the spiritual things together. Then we are finding we've been married many times in the last life. Not just marriage, but sometimes to be very close to each other. It's like a whole family coming to this world, making a project together. So it's like a stage, having a different face, you know, and a different way of supporting each other. So that's the way we even recall in the other stars that we had life, Boreades or Venus, various stars we can all remember. And after I had all of these experiences, I began to try heaven and the earth becoming very close. In order to do that, always after 2 days seminar, hand in hand together, we go outside. Then when I see the sun, I just circle like this to the sun, and the sun starts going round and round and round. First, all this purple light is coming down, and after that, golden color light coming down. And all these people's face, not spiritual eyes, but physical eyes, we can see, oh, your face is gold, golden color, and so forth. So together with this group, hand in hand together, I give in loud voice the prayer to the universe, and in the end, asking to send the pillar of the golden light. And it happens. So all these people start seeing, opening the third eyes and looking each other, golden color. And just depending on the place, sometimes the pillar of the gold light, here, 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 all around. And people can see it, you know. Or if we do it in the shrine, other than us, many people just visit the shrine, and all of these people are sort of surrounded by the golden color, and even the face, not just the face, but the dress and all that, we can start seeing. I also communicate with the starship. Name of the person is Quentin. He is responsible to take care of the Earth. They travel all over the starship, and whenever I put the pillar of the golden light, someone took that picture from outside, and the golden pillar was there, and two starship was also in the picture. So one day I talked to Mr. Quentin. Whenever I put the golden pillar, are you helping us? He said, yes, of course, the light from the sun is coming down, but I could help for each person to be able to see with the physical eyes to more clearly. We are helping that. And the later part generation, people can see that you put the pillars of the light all over, people can see it. It remains, it is, as it is. So Japan is vibrating higher and higher and higher. I've been putting from Hokkaido to Kyushu, and after my husband passed away, when I set the pillar of the light, around the sun there's a circle, rainbow circle. So I asked my husband, after you went to the other world, it started happening. Are you doing this? He said, not just myself alone. I will, of course, ask other people, other angels to help together. But it happens like this. Then I spoke to the Errante, the closest person to the creator of the universe. I said to him, my husband passed away, so please take a note. And he said, yes, I met him already. He is such a beautiful heart. He has, we can work together on this planet to fix and to do things, this planet. He's always worrying about you. So I asked my husband, did you see Errante? He said, he met you. And he said, yes. He was so bright, so shining. And yes, I met him, and we are working to do many things about this earth. You are saying all the correct things. We can see from this place all what you're worrying or all what you're saying is true. Everything is true. Then he said, I also met Quentin. So I asked Quentin, how did you meet? He is another world after fourth dimension. You are in the universe. How did you meet? And Quentin said, well, your house in Tokyo, he comes back to this house sometimes. So we met in that house. So that means not in the other world, but in this world, you see. And he has such a strong character, honesty, and a shining heart. We are working together here and there. So when people think about him, like many of my group of people, following the Sun group of people, after he passed away, he just think of him. The minute other people think, his spirit just go to that place, he said. So Quentin said, well, we are very busy here and there, so tell your friends, your group of people, not to call him much. He's busy the other work. So you see, everything, this world and that world is connected. The minute I call, he comes in and talk. Every morning he liked green tea, and he says he enjoys that aroma of the green tea. So when I serve green tea to him, he just say, I'm here with you, you know. So from now on, he says, wherever you go, even North Korea or universe or whatever, I can travel with you. So that is one thing, so closely connected. They can, your parents or your whoever close to you went another world, but having picture in front of you alone, if you can talk to him or talk to her, they are listening, you see. Physically, they cannot touch you or show up, but they're listening. All this heart is connected together. This is a wonderful way of, so once we learned, once we know, this is not something that you are afraid to. I think to be afraid of something is the very important thing not to do it. Because all the evil power controlling this planet, controlling the greedy people, fear is their food. They eat that fear, people's fear. So from now on, we don't need to have fear at all. Our life is eternal. All what you do, it will come back. Whole purpose of this life for each person is this eternal soul itself. Whatever condition you are, whatever work you are, you just strengthen it, shining it, more love, full of love, and shining it and polishing it to be a very strong soul. This is the eternal life we can carry back. We cannot carry back the bank account or position, anything. But this soul, full of experience, knowledge, and full of love, to increase the love and strengthen the power is the whole purpose of our life. And the mission is the kind of person who understands these concepts, hand in hand together to create a better world. The world like something that human being should be able to live harmoniously. Now, we are living like to be slaved, you see, in such a way, such a hidden way. The various government controls people as if we are slaves, like. Many new technology is coming. Then I also communicate inside the planet. There's a very high civilization exists. After cleansing my soul, I could communicate. The city of Delos is under the Shasta mountain in America. There is a very high priest called Adama. I communicate with him too. And also there is a library, Logos Library. And head of the librarian is Mikos. I communicate with him too. So I asked the Mikos, do you know Quentin? He said, I haven't met him, but he is always protecting you. And he said, when your group, after cleansing your soul, when you're ready, we can invite into this underneath place. Then in front of this big screen in the library, if the person pushed the button like Mr. Smith, the whole incarnation of that person's past life appears on the screen. You can see it. That means our life, even now, someone is filming us, you see. Yes. So deep in our heart, it's accumulating. So if we start cleansing our soul in and in very deeply, as if digging the well, someday we can remember our past life and everything. Or in the data bank, all of our life is kept. That is why Miko said, well, anytime we can show you on the screen. When we start knowing all of this, our life changes, you see. And all the shadow government people who controls this world, like David Rockefeller, for example, his face changed entirely. I met him at the time he was head of the Chase Manhattan Bank. And now his face, recently I published a book, I picking up about 50 people. Then the editor brought recent picture of him. I said, this looks too terrible. It's like a, how do you say, evil man. Of course he was evil, but face was so changed, really. It was amazing. And so these people, I called his spirit, his guiding spirit. The minute I met him that time, first time, I thought he used to be Japanese. So when I called this spirit, guiding spirit, I told him, your name is Michinaga Fujiwara. He once was very popular, very powerful in Japan about the 12th century or so. Then he was full of wealth. He couldn't be emperor, so his daughter and all these people marrying off to imperial house and so forth. So I said, you went down directly to the hell, did you not? He said, yes, I did. And now I'm supposed to be guiding spirit to David Rockefeller, but he's causing the same mistake. Same mistake. So I said, can you not help him change his way of thinking? He said, it's impossible. My vibration never reaches him. So he would straight to the hell again. So this time, when it happens, these people cannot come back to this earth. This earth is already in 5th dimension, you see. And still, even now, going level is up and up and up.
Yeah.
Yes. So these evil spirits will be born some very
Monkeys or something.
underdeveloped place, you know, and they have to start from the beginning, sort of. So this earth, one by one, all these evil spirit people, when they leave this earth, they cannot come back to this earth, planet. So listen, but it takes time, you know, still some younger generation of the Rockefeller, Nick Rockefeller or something, you know, some people like one of the famous movie director, he said, why do you work for such a lousy people? Why don't you come on our side? If you come on our side, there's plenty of the money and position and everything. But this director, even what he was said by the Nick Rockefeller, he wrote something. So shortly after, this director disappeared, you see. So even this young generation people still remaining as a evil spirit, like it's a terrible thing. So it takes time. It's not overnight, you know, everything clean up. But we should, so long as our spirit is being cleansed physically and spiritually, Quentin was saying, you have all these atomic plant, so many of them, so dangerous. And some people still try to cause Third World War. And in case this place is so unbearable to live on this planet, we are practicing 25 years how to save each person. 1 million starship is covering this planet, and we can immediately, even 10 million, 100 million, we can, so long as people's spirit is cleansed. Here, aura, like, you know, the light is there. Immediately we can just put up these people. I hope, he said, it wouldn't be the time like that. But last 25 years, we are practicing this way. So long as physically and spiritually, if you keep cleansing your soul and being harmonious with very serene feeling, you don't have to worry anything about the earthquake, this and that. No, nothing. We can help this. Then we can bring all these people to the newly born planet where all these cleansed people can live, you know. That way we are working. So don't worry anything. Don't be afraid. Don't have any fear, they say. All what you have to do is prepare enough food. We should start saving some stock of food. The famine will come soon, and some water and those food should be prepared. And this, from this on, the kind of people who believe in such a thing, the kind of people who doesn't, very divided way it will go. Are you going to be on the train to be spiritual, or are you going to be on the plane carrying more money and position and this and that? So it's divided so much. So nobody take responsibility for each one. We cannot depend on any government. We cannot depend on mass media. We have to get truth, true information. We have to get all the good things for body. So much of this, like Monsanto, is spreading so much terrible food. And I don't know if you have seen the film Food Inc.
Yes.
If you haven't, you should see it. Once you see it, you just don't put any junk food to your body. We keep our body so clean and our spiritual condition so clean. And always Creator of the universe is there in our heart. So we can deeply looking into ourselves, not much outside, like more power or more money and this and that, but how we can fulfill our heart. I think the happiness is something, whatever small room you stay, in the morning when you wake up, so much of a strength from inside coming out. Wow, I am living, my life start again. Who do we meet today? What is waiting for me? With full of happiness and joy, if you can wake up every morning like that, that I would call the success of life of that person. So, having learned all of these things, I'm very happy to inform you. Whatever I experienced, from now on, I can inform you through Skype or whatever. And thank you so much for joining.